Want to watch a boldest openings? Create the fastest traps? Let's dive into the Grob Attack, the sneaky and aggressive opening that leads to some brilliant tactical shots. If you love unconventional openings and quick victories, this is for you. Game starts with G4, the Grob Attack. Black plays D5, controlling the center and eyeing on G4. White fianchettos the bishop, aiming down the long diagonal towards the center. Black immediately grabs the free pawn, but this greed will soon be punished. White strikes back with C4, attacking black's center pawn. Black captures again, holding on to material, but boom. Bishop takes B7, targeting the rook. Black moves his knight on D7, then white takes the rook. Black recaptures it with queen while attacking our rook. But we simply push pawn to F3, attacking the bishop, and also block the diagonal. Black moves his bishop back, then queen to D4, a brilliant move, pinning the knight and threatens the pawn. You're now on exchange up, and the position is completely winning for white. Let's suppose your opponent is clever and doesn't take the pawn. Instead, he tries to defend it. There are three main ways he might try. Let's break them down one by one. First, if he defends with C6, your response is simple, queen to B3, putting pressure on both D5 and B7 pawns. Now if black pushes his B pawn, you immediately take the D5 pawn. And after, his rook is trapped. Even if black tries to simplify with a queen exchange, the rook remains stuck. Once you capture that rook, you're a full rook up, and the game is basically over. Now, let's suppose your opponent defends with E6. No worries. You continue with queen to B3, again targeting the D5 pawn. If black pushes the D pawn, you simply capture it. After the exchange, you recapture with your bishop, and now things get dangerous for black. You're threatening both the rook and the C7 pawn at once. If black tries to save his rook, you capture C7 with check. After then, you takes his knight for free. He couldn't takes back, cause the queen, and you could simply make this game win. And finally, let's see if black defends the pawn with his knight. Then you still go for queen to B3. But he could do double attack on our pawn with E6. Now, many players make a huge mistake here. They see the B7 pawn and think it's free, so they capture it. But it's a blunder. Black jumps his knight to C5, defending the rook and preparing a deadly counter. Here, if you capture the pawn and after exchanging, you think the D5 pawn is under double attack and decide to apply more pressure with your knight. But what many players miss is white's queen is about to get trapped. Black responds with knight to C5, attacking your queen. Now, white has three main options, but all lead to disaster. If you play queen to C6, thinking you're giving a strong check, black simply blocks with bishop to D7, and your queen has nowhere to run. She's trapped. Try queen to B5, black pushes the pawn, you capture it, and once again, bishop to D7 seals the queen's fate. And maybe queen to B for looks safer? Think again. Black jumps his knight to D3, delivering a discovered check and a deadly fork. You lose your queen anyway. So what's the correct move here? Ignore the D7 pawn. Instead, takes D5. Now, if black recaptures with the pawn, it's a fair trade and the position remains playable. But if black recaptures with a knight, here's your chance. Play queen to A3, giving a check and forking the bishop. Once black blocks the check, you simply take the bishop and you're up material with a winning position. So if you've watched this video till the very end, here's a bonus variation just for you. In this position, you might be thinking, what if black doesn't take the G4 pawn and instead plays E5? Fighting for the center. No problem. You boldly push your pawn again, tempting him with a second free pawn. And if he gets greedy and captures it, you take his center pawn with bishop. Now most players will go for knight to F6, attacking your bishop. But instead of defending, you go on the offense, targeting his queen. If black tries to get sneaky with queen to G6, eyeing your rook, then you hit him with a killer move. Sacrifice your bishop with giving check. After black takes your bishop, you strike again, attacking his queen. Here, he only has one square, queen to H3. Now, knight to G5, forking the king and queen. Hit that subscribe button now.